My name is Ebu Adeniran,
And you are.
a woman.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Ebu Adeniran, and I am an artist.
What does the word classic mean to you?
I'm scared to answer this question. The word classic, I feel like the word classic to me is something that everyone can identify with, and people from like different ages can identify with. And like it's timeless, just it doesn't really get old. Even though when you think of the word classic, you're thinking like a long time ago. It's like it doesn't really get old because it still like keeps up with the times. I think that's what classic is.
How do you stay consistent within your own art?
I don't. Until recently, I think consistency, what really brings about consistency is being intentional. And I have really had to, and intentionality like requires a lot of self-control and requires a lot of discipline. And so as much as like creating is fun and it's like where you feel safe and it's where you feel like the most yourself, sometimes to get into that space requires discipline of like you being like, okay, so this is what it takes for me to be creative. I need to do this at this set time to become consistent. And I've started doing that more often. And to be honest, at first it sucks because it's like, I feel like it's me having to do this. But when I remember why I'm doing it, it sucks a little bit less. So.
How did you find that consistency?
How did I find that consistency? Again, it's been like a week and a half. So, how did I find it? It was really kind of getting rid of certain distractions and also and making little sacrifices of like, oh, I would love to just sit and watch a movie right now, but this is also time that I could use to write. This is also time that I could use to like listen to different beats. This is time that I could use to revisit a certain song and make sure that it's like what everything that I want it to be. This is time to like just get better at doing what I'm doing. So instead of watching like my favorite shows, instead of like FaceTiming my friends, or instead of just like literally just laying down and doing nothing, I take that time. And it's not all the time because I do need to rest still, but I do take that time and I'm like, okay, let's do something with this. Let's try and create something. And I found that excuse me, I found that I have done a lot more in the last week and a half than I have in like the last few months. So that has been something pretty cool to experience.
When do you feel the most creative?
When I am washing dishes, I have written some of my best songs when when I'm washing dishes.
That's actually fire.
Yeah.
I get all my ideas in the shower, which is terrible because you can't write anything down.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't really think in the shower. I just shower.
Really?
Yeah.
just so
No
quiet.
intelligent thought in the shower.
Okay.
Not one.
How do you stop yourself?
From conforming to a pattern that already exists.
I work on a lot of different things. I don't know, I never stay in one genre for a long time.
Mhm.
So like when I first started writing, it was all like piano, singer-songwriter stuff. And then I got a little bit into R&B, and then recently I got into hip hop. Now I'm a little bit in Afro beats, and then I'm getting back into the whole like piano singer-songwriter thing. But I think if I were to stay in one genre, in one space, I'd find myself in a pattern.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you're writing for like different genres, because different listeners per genre, or like people want to hear different things in different genres, you have to like think outside of the box.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can combine boxes and it's like really cool. But that's how I do it. I just don't let myself get in one space for too long.
Mm-hmm. Last question.
Mm.
Do you think you'll ever make a classic?
Yes. But I don't know how many people will hear it. I think everyone in their own way has made their own classics. I think I probably already made a classic. but not a lot of people have heard it.
That's right.
But not a lot of people have heard it. And I guess some things are classic in different spaces. I feel like, let's say someone like Beyonce who has like Single Ladies, it's like a classic. Single Ladies is a classic, but there's probably some songs that Beyonce has that are classics that we'll never hear, that aren't for our spaces, that for her spaces. So I think I already have a couple classics. Some that like some people have heard, some that just I have heard. And then hopefully by the grace of God, some that like a lot of people will hear, but I'm okay with that not happening. But I will definitely continue to make classics. And I think everybody will continue to make classics in their own little ways.
That was the perfect way to
That's
close
like
it.
really beautiful.
Thanks.